Welcome to today's class. Today we are going to look at chemicals. The word chemicals, many a times when people talk about it, it looks scary, as if it is something that someone should not get close to. But after today's class, you are going to have a deeper understanding of chemicals. Now, when we talk about chemicals, we are referring to substances. We're referring to substances that are made up of elements. They are made up of elements. So, any substance that is made up of elements is referred to as a chemical. So, and in the entire universe, we learned that everything can be classified under matter, and we have three states of matter, which are solid, liquid, and gases. Okay, anything you lay your hand on is either a solid, is either a liquid, or a gas. And we can also recall that the tiniest particle of matter is referred to as an atom. And we're referring to elements here. Elements is made up of one kind of atom. By the virtue of that, you can agree with me that everything in the universe is made up of chemical, including you. So as I'm talking now, I'm talking to a chemical, a very big one. So you are a chemical. So when we talk about chemical, we are not just talking about what is harmful. Notwithstanding, as we go along, you are going to have a deeper understanding of chemical. All right, now we want to look at the classes of chemical. I have 5 of them here. Number 1, we have pharmaceuticals. So when we talk about pharmaceuticals, these are the chemicals that are used in the making of drugs. So you can see that when you are ill, you take drugs. We have different types of drugs, and they are not harmful, they don't kill, rather they bring healing to us. And it's a chemical. So pharmaceuticals. Another one is nuclear. This is nuclear, though dangerous, but it's used in the generation of energy. So we have nuclear power. So it's a chemical. So we have nuclear chemicals. And also we have agrochemicals. We have the agrochemicals. The agrochemicals are the ones that are used in making agricultural inputs like fertilizer, insecticides, herbicides, and the other chemicals that are used to boost budding, to boost flowering in plants. So they are agrochemicals. They are used in agriculture in order to increase the output. So, and we also have industrial chemicals. We have industrial chemicals. So now, these industrial chemicals, they are the chemicals used in the industry. They are used in the industry as raw materials for important substances. When I say raw materials, they are used in the production of fertilizer. They are raw materials. Think of any product, plastic, they fall under industrial chemicals, which has a raw material like ethene. So these are chemicals. Anything about you, everything around you is made up of chemicals. Then finally here we have laboratory chemicals. These are the ones you use in the laboratory for carrying out experiments, investigation, and even invention. So you make use of chemicals in the laboratory. So when we talk about chemicals, don't quickly think there are things that are harmful. So you are using chemicals, you are eating chemicals, and I will say you are a chemical. Now we are going to look at all these chemicals. As much as I say that chemical are not harmful and that they are everything around us. So we can still put all these chemicals into two classes, into two narrowed classes. So all these chemicals can be grouped into two. Number one, we have those ones that are toxic. So we have toxic chemicals. Toxic chemicals. Number two, we also have non-toxic chemicals. So, as the name implies, toxic chemicals are the ones that are harmful. You have something like acid, alkaline, fertilizers. They are not to be consumed by human being. They are toxic chemicals. But I remember something, even when we talk about acid, don't forget you have some acid in your stomach that aids digestion. The saliva in your mouth is alkaline. So you can see that chemicals is just everywhere. There is a level, there is a concentration of chemicals that you will take that will harm you. And there is a concentration that you will take that will not harm you. And that is why there is a standard, even for manufacturers, what standard to which their products should be made in order to be harmless. And those chemicals we can interact with, we can touch, we can eat, they are referred to as non-toxic chemicals. And those ones that will harm us, we refer to them as toxic chemicals. Yes, just to look at few examples of chemicals generally, not under any class, because I told you earlier that chemicals are substances that are made up of elements. I want to pick out some examples of the chemicals that you use at home, and then you see that they are actually made up of chemicals. So let's look at this. For example, all of us, we drink water. We drink water. And like I told you, water is a chemical. How? Talk about water. The formula of water is H2O. H2O. Now, the components of water here is hydrogen and oxygen. So water is made up of two hydrogen and one oxygen. Hydrogen is an element, oxygen is an element. So we discover that it's made up of element, and so it's a chemical. All of us eat sugar. We eat sugar. So this is water, and it's made up of elements. Let's talk about simple sugar. That is the one we eat at home. simple sugar. That one is 6,6H12O6. You see? 6,6H12O6. That is simple sugar, and it is made up of elements carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So you can now agree with me that not all chemicals are harmful, and that you are eating chemical, that even yourself, you are a chemical. See you in the next class.